Welcome to My Counselor Online. I'm Cassie, and this is My Counselor Says. My Counselor Says is where you submit a question, either for yourself or for a friend, and one of our incredible therapists takes their time and answers your personal question. If you want to submit a question, you can do so using our webpage and then look for the answer in an upcoming edition of our weekly e-newsletter. So let's go find out what My Counselor says.
Hi, welcome to My Counselor Online. This is Asking for a Friend, and my name is Allison Pitts. Today we have a question from a woman named Millie, and Millie is asking, how do I repair my relationship with my newly sober, yet not in treatment significant other? They refuse to get any kind of counseling. And first, I just want to say, Millie, that sounds like such a hard situation. I think we can all identify with being in a position where we care so fiercely about someone and we can see something that might be helpful for them or help their transition or process better, and they're not doing it. So I completely understand how helpless and frustrating that can feel. First off, I want to say, congratulations for sticking with someone through such a difficult journey. I know that journey towards sobriety is usually pretty rocky. So first off, I just want to preface this discussion by saying we really can't force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. So unfortunately, if your partner is saying they don't want to seek out counseling, you can't make them, which sometimes we wish we could make people do things that we want them to do, but we can't. What I would encourage you to do instead is think about how you can support them and also consider, how can I set really great boundaries in this relationship? Because usually if we've been in a relationship with someone who struggles with addiction, boundaries have been crossed and trust has been broken in that relationship. So it makes sense that seeking counseling and seeking help is something that you're wanting to do, is because trust has been broken. You've probably been hurt by this person and just are feeling at a loss of, I don't know how to move forward now. So what I would encourage you to do is start building trust with small things. I think sometimes we think trust is built in big grand gestures, but more often than not, trust is usually built in day-to-day small gestures of consistency and follow through, right? Of somebody saying that they're gonna be home by 6:30 and they're actually home by 6:30 instead of 8:30. It's small things like that help build trust back up. And so having that conversation with your significant other and saying, you know what, these are the small things that I think I would like that would help me trust you better, or help it feel easier for me to start to trust you again, at least in the small things, while we work towards building trust together in the big things. If you ever have any questions about what does it even look like to set boundaries, or practically speaking, how do I put this together with my significant other, any of our counselors or therapists would be happy to meet with either you as an individual or you guys as a couple. Maybe you can convince your partner that counseling would be helpful. But some thoughts to think about of what's okay for me, what's not okay for me, and what are some small ways that I communicate with my partner that trust can be built back up for me, so that I can eventually learn to trust them in the long term with the bigger things. So I hope that's helpful.
Thank you so much for submitting that question. We love to answer your questions. If you have a question for yourself or a friend, you can submit it using our webpage and then look for the answer in an upcoming edition of our weekly e-newsletter.